Ladies and gentlemen, we are back to Open Great League. So I decided, these battles are going to be from yesterday, Friday, which is the first day of Open Great League being back. I decided I'm going to use the team that ended rank 1 on the leaderboard at the end of last season. So that is LL Simi's team. We've showcased this team before, but it literally ended the season rank 1, so we might as well try the best team from last season. Not too many changes with these Mon. Actually, no changes with these Mon. So it's going to, if just a reminder, it's going to be Shadow Gligar in the front with Skarmory in the back, as well as Annihilape. So Skarmory or Annihilape can be the closers in this scenario. We sort of have a safe lead, considering I say in almost every video that the Shadow Gligar is the safest Mon in Open Great League. Yeah, but if we need the closer, so even though either Mon can be the closer, I really prefer Annihilape as the closer. Maybe that's just my play style, but yeah. But obviously you can use Skarmory as a closer. It has Stealing and Brave Bird, so it can do a ton. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into the video, but first, if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get into it. Also, double check if you are subscribed if you think you are. Oh, I'm wearing the hat because I really need a haircut. All right, let's go. Ooh, that's the wrong thing. All right, sweet. Let's see. Before we get into the battles, one thing I noticed was a lot of Annihilape, a lot of Bastiodon, quite a few Azumarill, and these are leads, by the way. Quite a few Azumarill and a decent amount of Alola Ninetales as well. So something to beat all of those Mon. But anyways, Gligar lead felt pretty good. Stay away from the Bastiodons with the Skarmory, obviously. But when we do see a Bastiodon in the lead, it means when they inevitably swap out, we can decide whether or not we actually want to swap or not, because we do have the Annihilape for later if we want to beat this Bastiodon. We have two things that just hard beat Bastiodon, so good to keep in mind. They do end up switching to a Grass Mon. It is Victory Bell. Unfortunately, Victory Bell is a lot of damage. So I go ahead and go for the shield, and then I'm probably going to go into Skarmory, go for the farm down. No shield, anything here. They decide not to throw a move, so I wait just a little bit of time. I probably could have waited infinite time, but, you know, I did decide to throw at some point. But they don't want to throw a move because they want this to be in the Bastiodon matchup, which is fine. We're going to go for the Brave Bird here. I should go for back-to-back Brave Birds. It lets them farm down a lot faster. Which we kind of just want to get out of this matchup. And then it's a decision on my part whether or not I want to go in with Gligar or Annihilape. Probably could come in Annihilape, just start going with the ramp. We already have a 2-shield advantage, whatever they come in with the pack. Probably going to save a little bit of HP here. This move of Flamethrower really doesn't do that much, but I figure it's going to be a Razor Leafer in the back, so I kind of just want to do any amount of damage that I can. And the reason I throw a Night Slash here is just to get damage off, and then hopefully take it out here with the Gligar, and then if they end up shielding, I can shield the Bayleaf, farm it down, throw a Shadow Ball into the Bastiodon, and that's basically going to be GG. This can't be Frenzy Plant, but it could be like Grass Knot, Energy Ball. But it can also be Ancient Power if you're if you're in a flying matchup there and you are low HP and you have a shield, just make sure to do that, because it can be Ancient Power. Alright, Annihilape lead. They switch into Dugong here. We switch into Annihilape. They're going to get the move off first, but we're not really too worried about the damage coming out of this, so we're not going to shield. And if we do want to KO this, we have to throw a Shadow Ball. They can decide to shield or not here. If they shield, we shield. And then we can actually, I think we can even get a farm down here. Technically, they are 7. We can get 7 counters in here, basically, because they're 5 away. It's 5, 4, 5 for Dugong to get to its moves. They end up coming with a Mantine, which is fine. We're going to throw a Shadow Ball. It is 2 times debuffed, so not going to do that much. And then we'll just come in with Skarmory, and this should be pretty GG. Both of these Mon are decent against Annihilape, especially since they're giving us a little bit of energy here on the Skarmory. Alright, Magnezone lead. While we do have a ground type here in the front, Shadow Magnezone is very tough for this team. We really want Annihilape on it, but we're going to have to end up shielding. If they do go for baits here, it just becomes so much worse. But they do actually go for the Wild Charge, which is nice. Technically, we survive, but barely, and they can farm us down. So I decided to go for 2 shields. They end up coming in for Alligator. I go for the big move. I kind of just want to get rid of this for Alligator. If they do end up shielding, I probably can switch. I probably end up switching anyways. It could be said that Skarmory is going to be good in the back, but I think if Skarmory is going to be good in the back, probably Gligar is going to be good in the back as well. And if I could get a Brave Bird off here, I could actually take this out. I think they're going to shield. And this is unfortunate because they're going to win CMP against Gligar, but I have to go, and then I end up... I don't know how I end up throwing 2 fast attacks here, but it's whatever. I'm all in on Annihilape already. They can't switch out right away. We have a little bit of a energy lead here. They come with the Shadow Whiscash, which is great for us because I think if it was regular Whiscash, we would be in some big time trouble. But Shadow Whiscash means that I can Shadow Ball and basically end up going for the farm down. The Scald is not going to KO us. It's going to put us to about 10%. 15%, but yeah, we get the attack lower, and then I was like, oh my god, maybe they're going to make it to a Mud Bomb. Azumarill is a tough thing for this team. The thing is, once we get shields, we're so good with Annihilape against this. Azumarill just gets to its move so slowly. They end up not switching out, which means they probably don't have a hard counter to the Skarmory. We get a little bit of the clock, but I was hoping that they would end up throwing as well. But the Sableye here is not going to be able to do that much. They are going to get a lot of energy here, but if they don't KO us with this, then we're very close to a move. Yeah, they're going to have to throw again, or we're going to win switch, or we're going to take a shield advantage. All of which is great for Annihilape. The only thing that's really weird right now is that the Azumarill has a ton of energy. I decide right now, just let this go. If it's an Ice Beam, we'll actually barely live. But I'm all in on this this Annihilape. And one thing we have to really worry about is the possibility of their own Annihilape being in the back, which means I do want to have as much energy as possible. I don't want to just throw right away. So I'm a little bit over energy here. And this will obviously KO the Azumarill. They end up saving the Azumarill, which is fine with me. They end up coming in with Annihilape. Also fine with me. I'm going to throw a Shadow Ball into it. I still have a shield advantage against the Azumarill. So I know I can get to a Shadow Ball 100% against the Azumarill here. They're actually pretty close to probably being in counter and Night Slash range. I could go for either one, to be honest. We end up getting the Shadow Ball here, and it's going to KO. This is the best part and the most... let's say the reason I really love going for a Annihilape finisher is because Shadow Ball is just a crazy move. And Annihilape has such a good attack stat that as long as you can protect it with the shields, it's going to be able to get through a lot of matchups that seem really bad for it. All right. This is a weird one. I can't say I've seen a Shadow Flygon yet in this league besides this one. I might need this Gligar for later, but I'm not too sure. They end up going for a catch here, which... interesting enough, it is a Wigglytuff, so I'm going to come in with Skarmory and go for the massive farm down here. It's just going to basically be GG already. We have a shield advantage. We have a massive farm advantage here on the Skarmory. This should be the Icy Wind if I was Swift. Oh, they only got to 7. No, wait. I do want to show this. I do remember this being weird. So I think they throw the move and a charm comes through afterwards. Look at this right here when they throw the charge attack. What's that? Because I counted 7 and I was like, okay, they don't get to move till 8 anyways. Some weird... I don't know if this is a visual glitch or what was going on here. So I'm going to go over the Sky Attack here. This is kind of a mistake, but the thinking was I'm not actually in Rock Slide range right now. So do I really want to go for the Brave Bird? I'll let them throw and then I'll go for a Brave Bird and then they have to throw again. So that was the rationale there. I obviously have the Annihilape for this, and then they still have the Flygon. The Flygon does have a lot of energy. I decided I'm just going to come in, start farming, and I can shield through this if I need to. But the first move doesn't matter that much. Oh, it's not actually a Shadow Flygon. It's just a regular Flygon. So the worst move I think it can really run, technically it has Earthquake, but usually they run Earth Power, which I believe is the community move. And then all I have to worry about is the Earthquake here on the Stunfisk, but they're never going to get there, basically. Alright, Stunfisk against Gligar. This is obviously Gligar favored. Can I talk today? This is, yeah, such a big... Oh, wow. They come into Mana Buzz. I'm going to go for a little bit of damage here and then come in with this Skarmory. So I was going to say, yeah, super favored for the Gligar against the... I tried to catch there. Against the Stunfisk, but they do have Rock Slides, and the Rock Slides do pile up at some point. So I think it takes like basically 3 Rock Slides and a little bit of damage to take out the Gligar. But you have the Earth... the Dig, actually, which is going to be super effective against it. I don't really care too much about this Skarmory. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to let it just go down if they decide to shield this next move. I decide to take a risk that this is going to be just an Annihilape, but it is not. And then I go for good timing here. I think they end up shielding here, and then they're going to go for a move. If they shield, I'm going to shield and then just go for a farm down. I could have already been all in on the Annihilape, but I have such an extreme amount of energy here on the Gligar that I just can't give this up. And if they come in with the Stunfisk, I'm not too worried about this either. I could go for a Snipe maybe on the Annihilape if they don't shield, but they do end up shielding. I'm getting pretty low, but they let me get to another move here. This is not going to KO, so the CMP is actually pretty fine, I think, by the opponent. Just wants to get the damage off, and then I can go all in on Annihilape here. If there is a bad matchup, hopefully the shield advantage is going to give me an extreme advantage. Ends up being Gallade in the back, which at first I was like, oh my god, they get to a move in 4 twice, so they get to double Leaf Blade, but I get to Shadow Ball in 8, which means I get 1 extra counter through when they throw the move, which is how the game works, which hopefully that's how the game works. And yeah, we're able to get the Shadow Ball and end up farming down, or KOing, and that'll be GG. Gligar leads are a little weird. I'm perfectly okay losing these leads. So usually I'm not the first one to throw. If you've noticed in a lot of my videos, I like throwing second. Gives you a little bit more priority on what you want to do. But against Gligar, in this team comp, I'm totally okay throwing first. I've won most CMPs, so I feel like okay with it. They also switched late in here, so I don't think I can actually get the farm down here, but I will get to my move first. Oh, I actually do get the farm down. That's pretty sweet. I go for the Annihilape right away because they're probably going to come back in with the Gligar, I imagine. They actually win CMP, so even though I say I win most CMPs, they have a shiny, though. They're probably at bad IVs, if I was to guess. But, yeah, I think my attack stat on the Gligar is like 5 or 7. It's 5 or 7. It can't be anything else. I'm 99% sure. They end up having an Empoleon in the back, and yeah, we have a counter user. I'm just going to farm all the way down, and that's GG. Ninetales. So I stay in with the Gligar just to see, at the very least, if they're running Charm or Powder Snow. Powder Snow is obviously really horrific for me, but if they are running Powder Snow, I do switch into Annihilape. If they're running Counter or Charm, I decided to just stay in the entire time, let ourselves go down, get the shield advantage. In this case, we actually got 2 shields. I'm going to get a drink of water here. We come with Skarmory, we farm down. Don't care too much about this damage. And that's GG. Oh man, my voice is so hoarse. It actually wasn't GG, I guess. They had Lantern and Lickitung in the back. I think we showcased a team like this with Watergun, Lantern, and Lickitung in our 5 best Twitter team videos. Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Except I think we had the Talonflame in the front, and I think the Talonflame in the front is a little bit better. But really, you just want to have something good against the counter users. So, only thing is, even some of the steel types are going to be a little good against that team. So, Registeel into Swampert. Luckily, we have a little bit of a... Well, since they switched, we have that half-turn lead, or that one-turn lead. So I am able to throw this Annihilape. I decide to come in with Annihilape. I can take 1. I can't take 2, though, so I'll probably shield farm this all the way down. Oh, well, we can actually CMP because we did sneak in a counter. So once I figure that out, I do go for the CMP. If they decide to shield, we'll shield. But Yeah, this is also going to be good against the Registeel as well. I decided to go for the Night Slash here, not only because I think it's the only move I can get off, but I do want to lower this timer because we switched a lot later than them, so I'm going to have to also wait out the full timer here as well. And then we're going to take any number of hits from the Mantine here. Don't care too much, but we do have to make sure that we switch when they switch. One thing to note in this Registeel matchup is they are going to outpace us. Yeah, by 1 turn. I can take the first one fine. I can't take any more hits from this Registeel. Also, this match, both of us have 2 shields, so we're definitely going to be using them, which means that Mantine is going to be able to try to catch at some point, and we really need to make sure that they don't catch. So I decided to throw my energy right away. Because obviously we're only halfway through the timer at this point, maybe 75%. You can look at our Skarmory. We basically switched at the same time. They technically switched about a second ahead of us. So I shield this one, and I know it's coming at some point here. And yeah, we're just going to switch. We're going to take this hit. This is not in Sky Attack range. I have to go for the Brave Bird, but I'm totally okay going for Brave Bird against this. They obviously have no shields. I go for as much energy as I can. And Registeel having lock on means it's not going to be able to farm down the Skarmory either. So I can go for as many Brave Birds as I want against this. 4 times defense debuffed on the Skarmory doesn't really matter. Lock on does 1 damage. I think there is like one scenario where lock on does more than 1 damage, and it's not going to be this one. So, I mean, this is GG. I have the dig, and they have a Registeel. They have no shields. Boom. Alright, I'm going to pause it. I needed to get some water. So, alright, Gligar versus Gligar again. I like to throw just right away. If they catch whatever, we probably win switch. And again, I win probably most of my... I win probably 75% of my CMPs, so... And they end up switching into Gudra, and then I did not switch into Skarmory for some reason, but... I could let it take it. No, I should probably switch into Skarmory here. And then I think I go for like some weird farm down, and they end up getting the double Thunder Punch, which means they're going to end up getting a shield from me, and it's going to be kind of an awkward matchup here because what do they have in the back? It has to... I would think that Annihilape's going to be good in the back. The only thing is we're going to be really bad against the Gligar. But they end up bringing Gligar in here, and I'm like, that's strange. What do they have in the back? Must be really bad against Skarmory. Ends up being Lickitung. Yeah, we go for the Brave Bird. Switch is basically up, so we want to switch out. And if we're going to switch out anyways, we might as well go for the big move, and I think they end up leaving. Yeah, 100th battle win. Nice. Another Gligar lead. Well, I mean, you're going to see Gligar leads a lot. Let's be real. Like I said, it's one of the safest mons in the league. You're either going to see it in the front, you're going to see it in the back. It's going to be somewhere most likely, unless someone's trying to hard counter Gligar, or they see an opportunity to go for some sort of anti-meta and hope to avoid Gligar. I don't know. These are risky things to be doing. They end up coming with a Charge-a-Bug, and this is a little awkward for me, to be honest, because it's going to get to another move before I do. Unless it goes for a farm down, and then this is fantastic, and I really hope they don't shield, but if I remember right from yesterday, they do shield. Yeah. I guess I'm going to come in with an Annihilape, at least. And they threw so fast that I was like, this is X's are 100%. Ends up being discharged, and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, I have to shield this, even if I don't think it's a discharge, but I think it ends up being a discharge. And then I'm going to go for some farm. I'm actually going to go for the max farm here. You got to really keep track of the Charge-a-Bug counts, so it's 323. And I'm switching instantly because I just assume Skarmory is going to be good against whatever's in the back. Ends up being a Azumarill. This matchup's fine. I don't want to throw until they throw, but I think they're waiting for me to throw a Brave Bird and then go for like an Ice Beam, or they have a Hydro Pump. The opponent ends up on some weird timing here because they go to 9. And then so I get an extra Steel Wing through. So don't go to 9 if you're on a Azumarill. I don't know why they were farming Infinite there. But yeah, now this thing is so low. Oh, although we don't have shields. I'm only just now noticing that. But they do end up coming with this Gligar. And this is, I think, a huge mistake on their part. Because I can't really hurt this Gligar, and then they end up coming in against me on the Skarmory. And then I take this out, and they're very low on the Azumarill. Now, they do get in 2 bubbles here, which I'm so pissed off about. This game sometimes just horrific. But we end up getting it low enough that a Steel Wing's going to KO, and we obviously get our move off first, is because we're a 2-turn versus a 3-turn move. Sometimes they actually end up getting the bubble damage in, if you see right there. That is also messed up. They're not supposed to get that, but, you know, Niantic. All right, Gligar lead. Another Gligar. So, yeah, you're going to be seeing this a lot. Hopefully your Gligar wins CMP. At least give yourself some sort of advantage. Oh, I think this is one of my favorite battles. I think this is actually ends up being the mirror match. Spoilers. So, we go for CMP here. They actually don't shield, is what I'm meaning to say. Then they come in Skarmory, and I'm like, oh shoot, I don't know what to do here, because I don't want to just hard switch into something. And this is literally the point where I'm like, this is probably the mirror, and I think Annihilape is the key to the mirror. So I'm gonna shield this, and then I'm gonna get as much farm as I can. I think they end up switching though. No, they don't. I go for CMP. So they can shield this, which would not be great for me, because I have to shield. But I do have an energy lead against an Annihilape that they possibly have in the back. And I go straight for the Shadow Ball, since I know I can go into Skarmory. And then I want to make sure that I'm ahead on energy later. So I go for one more counter here. Oh, no, I don't. That must have been a different game. All right. Well, they're 1 Sky Attack away. They can get to a Shadow Ball, but they can't get to 2 Shadow Balls, and a Shadow Ball and a Night Slash is not going to be enough. So CMP here should KO them, should get us really low. Hopefully they don't get a ton of farm here on the Skarmory. Actually, I think I go for the Undercharge. Oh, yeah, this is the Undercharge game, because I don't want them to get Skarmory farm. And then we end up CMPing, or going down at the same time, and they are going to be a Night Slash range, so I can go for the Night Slash pretty easily. And that's GG. Maybe it's the game after this? Or it's another mirror? I don't remember. Quagsire lead. Not great, to be honest. But we can take 1 Aqua Tail. We just have to remember that they do have Aqua Tail. I like to go for straight dig here. If they don't shield, they end up getting super low. And then I can decide whether or not I want to shield Gligar for a farm down, or just let Annihilape farm down. And then they let me get the extra hit in through here, so I just shield, and this Quagsire's already KO'd, and he just doesn't know it. And yeah, we end up winning switch here, and then we're hoping that it's something good for us in the back. I actually end up going for the dig here, and this is a mistake. They do end up shielding, and now I really want to get to this Aerial. They end up throwing, and I can't afford to shield, obviously, so I'm going to let this go. Going to come in with Annihilape, and I'm really going to hope Skarmory is good in the back. But I probably have to shield this. Discharge is going to be doing too much damage because Annihilape is so attack weighted that really doesn't have the bulk to stand up to really any moves. They actually end up no-shielding this, if I remember right, which is fantastic for me. I think this might be the Annihilape game. Oh, yeah. So I throw the Shadow Ball into this Annihilape for the same reasons as last time. I can get a shield and I can go into Skarmory, but I need to win CMP later because they do have a little bit more farm. Not CMP. I need to outpace it later and hopefully not go into a CMP situation there. So I go for 1 extra counter to outpace later when I know that this Skarmory gets KO'd by the double Shadow Ball. Again, Night Slash would not be enough here. If they do go for the Shadow Ball, they're going to be out of energy. And now we get to outpace, and that's GG. Okay, I think I have a few battles at the end of this video that are some quick ones. Just to show you that sometimes your lead is just going to be super OP into things. Oh, no, that's not this game, I don't think. Okay, Swampert lead. Oh, wait. I think it is, actually. Wait, let's see, I guess. 1 Hydro Cannon's going to KO you. Oh, I think they random swap. Yeah, they swap into Skarmory here. And I'm like, okay. They do already have a shield for me. It is Shadow Skarmory. So then I decide to go into my own Skarmory instead of Annihilape. And I'm perfectly okay with this matchup. I have a ton of energy. I almost said something that YouTube doesn't allow. I have a ton of energy. here on Skarmory, and yeah, they end up Brave Birding here, but I don't think it KOs, and then I can actually end up farming down because they have a double defense debuff here, whereas I think they could have probably gone for Sky Attack and been just perfectly fine. If they come in with Swampert, oh, they come in with Typhlosion, alright, GG. Oh, maybe I didn't save the games. We'll see if there are some quick games after this. I think this guy ends up leaving after a... I think he thinks I'm going to bait here because I have a ton of... Well, but I have a ton of energy. Why would I ever bait? I don't know. This is GG for this game. 22 seconds left in this video. Did I showcase the super fast battles or not? Oh, yeah. Just people instant quitting, going Bastion and... yo, GG. Let's go into the next one. Oh, wait. No, there's no... Is there another one? Okay, yeah. Another Annihilape here. This guy just leaves right away. Sometimes GBL can be like that. But you saw the other battles. There was a much more fight in both for both players. But sometimes GBL is just, hey, I beat your lead. I don't want to even try to fight through this. Or it was maybe it was another Annihilate Bastion team, and they know if they come in Bastion, they already lose to the Gligar anyways. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for the support on YouTube. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you think you're subscribed, go ahead and check again just for my sake maybe, or for your sake, to hopefully see that you are actually subscribed. And I'll see you in the next one.